Joining us now to discuss James Comey's indictment is Jeremy Rosenthal, trial attorney and founding partner of Rosenthal, Calabas and Therian. Good to have you with us today, Jeremy. How significant is James Comey's indictment for the broader Russiagate investigations?
Well, it's significant, but I think it's significant for reasons that are sort of outside the courtroom. This indictment, what we're seeing is 90% political, 10% legal. And I think the president, I think the Justice Department has made clear that they're going to sort of sniff down and kind of run down these types of the people that were involved in this investigation. James Comey was cleared by special counsel last year, and at least two or three other Department of Justice officials recommended against this. Donald Trump's very own appointed U.S. attorney for the Eastern District of Virginia was against this, and the newly appointed, who's the lawyer who's only had this job for less than a week, took this to the grand jury, really in a rush to try to get it indicted before the statute of limitations runs. And the charge is about a particular statement that was made to Congress. This is a very bare bones indictment. The indictment for Senator Mendez, by contrast, was 66 pages. The P. Diddy indictment was 15 or 20 pages. This was a page and a half. It's legally sufficient, but it indicates that this administration will be going after people that they think wronged President Trump during the Russiagate investigation.
I was speaking with a former federal prosecutor earlier today who said his view was that because the Trump administration says it has new evidence, this could indicate that there might be more to unpack here. It may not be in defiance of the previous assessment, as you just outlined, of there being a lack of standing. How do you respond to that?
I think what's going to happen here, and I'm not James Comey. I can't speak for him. I can't speak for his legal defense. I'm a criminal defense lawyer. I can tell you how I would approach this problem if this walked into my office. We'd run right at it. James Comey has a right to a speedy trial in federal court, which means he can ask a jury to hear the facts of this case within 70 days. If there's new evidence, it wasn't presented to the grand jury because, again, this was a very bare bones indictment. In fact, from what I'm reading, the grand jury even rejected part of the Department of Justice's claims here. So this looks like an indictment from somebody who has been a U.S. attorney for less than a week and has never really practiced criminal law.
Let's dig into this.
James Comey. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Just from a legal standpoint, some of the indictment is based on conflicting testimony. So if there is new evidence, what kind of evidence will be needed to prove guilt beyond reasonable doubt here?
Perjury can be a very easy thing to prove, and perjury can be a very difficult thing to prove. In a court of law, the most common fact scenario that you have is that you have two statements, both of which can't be true. But I don't know that you have that here. My understanding is that Mr. Comey is saying that what I said was true, or at least I believed it to be true at the time that I said it. Every trial that happens in a courtroom, there's conflicting testimony, and that doesn't make it perjury; it makes it a trial. So perjury is a very rare charge, and there's a multitude of defenses here. There is the statement was true. There is I thought the statement was true. There is I forgot the facts of this because this is such a convoluted thing. That would be a defense to this. Also, there's a part of this that means that it has to be material. If you remember the Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky testimony, that was a big issue there, which was that the lie that he told about Monica Lewinsky may or may not have been material to the case. If James Comey lies about the sky being blue outside in a question about a Russiagate investigation, that's not necessarily going to be perjury. And I think Mr. Comey has made it clear he's going to run right at this. He's going to run right at this indictment. And I think he intends to smack the government right in the mush on these charges and fight them quickly. And he's going to try to embarrass the administration for this.
And the administration has set up a strike force dedicated to Russiagate, and the Trump administration argues that the statute of limitations will not bar prosecutions related to Russiagate because the alleged conspiracy to target President Trump is considered ongoing. Is there any legal precedent for this argument?
They can make their case, but I think one thing that we've seen is that they're going to have a very hard time getting that done. When you have multiple career prosecutors saying, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't indict this person, it's against my recommendation, and this is their lead punch, it does make you wonder what's next, right? It does make you wonder, kind of where is this going to go from here, and what else are they going to do? And are you going to have the cooperation behind the career prosecutors that you're going to need to do this? If you're replacing a Trump-appointed U.S. attorney with somebody who did insurance law until this last week in each and one of these cases, then I think they're going to have a very difficult time advancing this. Then again, Donald Trump was elected to be the president of the United States, and Pam Bondi is the attorney general. They've been Senate confirmed. They can advance theories that they feel like they were elected to advance. They're entitled to pursue the justice that they feel entitled to pursue, and they're entitled to prosecute facts that merit it. And it should be noted that a grand jury did sign off on this. So that's the way the law works. If a grand jury indicts, then we go to a trial.
And we'll be all watching the courts very closely. Thank you so much for your time today, Jeremy Rosenthal.